OAWALKER here from adrenatech.com, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at HTC's new flagship device. This is the HTC One X. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the hardware and the software. We're going to be walking through all the cool features about this new phone and since 4.0. Okay, first off we're going to start off with the hardware and the material that they use. They use a polycarbonate material, which is kind of like plastic but much higher quality than plastic and feels a lot better. And you can see it's available in two different colors, black and white. I got the white one. I think the white one just looks a lot better, and I really do like the design. It looks modern, sleek, and very light to hold in the hand, and very comfortable as well. The screen is a 4.7-inch screen. It's got a resolution of 1280 by 720. It's an IPS display, so it produces really clear images, very sharp. Probably the best screen I've seen on any Android device so far, and that's all down to the IPS display. It really does make a difference when you're using it. The screen is also Gorilla Glass, so it's very strong as well. We're going to be taking a look at walk you through the device. We've got the speaker grill at the top with the front facing camera. I think that's a 1.3 megapixel camera. We've got the capacitive buttons here at the bottom. We've got the back button, home button, and this is to open up your multitasking. I'll show you that later. On the right hand side we've got the volume rocker. You can see it's just one piece, you could do up and down, very nice. On the back we got the 8 megapixel camera with LED flash, and right here we've got the SIM card slot, so you just kind of push a little pin in there and it brings up the SIM card and you can put it in. We've got the 3.5mm headphone jack. We've got the HTC logo, Beats audio, which I'm going to talk about a bit more further down in the review. We've got another speaker grill right here, and we've got the pins for the dock connector. On the left hand side we got the micro USB port and nothing else, and the bottom we got nothing other than a microphone. At the top we got the lock button and another microphone. Another quick thing I wanted to show you was the speakers at the back. Because there's only one speaker grill at the back, when you have it when you play music like this and it's kind of flat down like this, it will muffle the sound a little bit. When you have it like on different surfaces like your bed or anything like that, it will muffle the sound. But if you're holding it in your hand and you got this kind of shape to it, it will kind of like amplify the sound a bit, and it will make it sound like a lot louder and a lot better. That's something to bear in mind. And also some people are kind of annoyed that it doesn't have like a battery cover, so you can't like add in like a bigger battery and stuff, but it really doesn't bother me. It kind of makes the phone look nicer because it's got this one piece design to it, and it's kind of looks a lot more fluid and just looks, you know, a lot better than having lines going around it, you know, to take the back off and stuff like that. If you want to add like a battery pack to it or to extend the battery, you can get some that, you know, you could add it through the micro USB port, so that isn't really a big problem. And yeah, that's just a quick look at the hardware. We're going to get into the software now. First thing we're going to be taking a look at is the lock screen. This is the lock screen. You've got one ring. It's the standard one that was used on the previous version of Sense 3.0 and 3.5. You got the ring to unlock, and you could also open applications up. So if you wanted to open up the internet browser, you could just drag it in here and it will automatically open up the internet browser. And if you just wanted to unlock it normally, you could easily do that just by dragging up and unlocking it. You also have the new features like face unlock, and you could also enter pins as well. You know, you could enable all of that in the settings. And these are the home screens. You do have 7 home screens by default, but I did reduce it down to 5 home screens because I don't use any more than 5 home screens. So you could just pinch to zoom, and then it brings this out, and then you could add panels in. You could add up to 7 panels, and you could rearrange them to any way you want. Like I said before, I don't use any more than 5 panels, so I just got rid of them. So it's not really a big issue for me. But if you use more like widgets and stuff like that, you could add more in if you want, but 7 is the default. And also, if you wanted to make folders, all you have to do is drag another application on top of another application, just like in ice cream sandwich, and you just drag it in, and you know, you could add different folders that way. And you could also rename the folders, so you could rename it anything you want, just like that. Then you have a folder, and if you wanted to get rid of the folder, you just drag it out the folder. Let's try that again, and there. and it's back to normal. It's just that easy to make folders and to organize all your applications. So you could have a folder for games or your favorite ones like I have here. And yeah, that's just an easy way to organize your applications. The next thing we're going to be taking a look at is widgets. The great thing about Android is you get all of these home screens to put all your widgets and applications and stuff on there. So I'm going to show you how that works. All you have to do is long press on the screen and then it brings up this menu. This is HTC's customized version, so it's going to look a bit different from any other ones. You have the preview at the top to show you all the different screens. You can scroll across and see how much space is available on each screen, and down here it shows you all the widgets that you have installed on there, so you could drag and drop any widget that you want. And if you go down here, you also have applications, so if you wanted to put applications on a certain screen, you could just go through your entire app list and put them on there. And you also have shortcuts as well. And if you wanted to kind of scroll across, you could kind of drag it across and it has this nice 3D cube effect. And you could also do that in the menu, which I'll show you in a little bit. But this is the easy way to add it. And you also have the different categories. So if you wanted the applications, a widget associated with a certain application, you could easily just search for it. So if you wanted the Engage application, you could tap there, it will show the widgets that are associated with the application. It's great, very easy to use. I'm just going to add one more, the music application back. Drag and drop up there. Simple, very easy to use. And then you could just tap to go back to your home screen. You can see it's right there. You could move it around and do whatever you want with it. And another thing I wanted to show you is the notification bar. So what you do is just drag down. You got your network and you got settings, and it takes you straight into your settings. And here you can see HTC have customized up the settings a bit. They've added like a white background and made like colorful icons, you know, to make it a little bit brighter and more colorful. Let's roll down to about. Let's see what version we're running. As you can see, we're running Android 4.0.3 with Sense 4.0, and I recently updated it today to the new software, which I meant to fix some issues with the screen and some general bug fixes, which, you know, makes the phone a lot better. And it's great that HTC updated it that quickly. We're gonna go back now. We're gonna take a look at the menu. Since I just showed you that really quickly, this is how the menu looks. You just slide to go across, and all your applications are listed here. At the top here, we have the search. You could just tap to go straight to the Play Store. We got menu, so you could arrange them, share them, and edit tabs. And down here, you got your frequent, and you got your downloads. So if you just want to see the ones that you've downloaded or the ones that you frequently use, you could either do that, and you could also kind of swipe it across. If it'll work, there we go. Swipe across, and it has this nice 3D kind of cube effect as you're kind of scrolling across, which is really nice. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the call quality. And when people were calling me, the voice was very clear. They could hear my voice clear as well. There was one or two occasions where I couldn't hear the person clearly properly over the line. It might have been down to their connection, but all the other times the call quality's been good and everything's been good. And another thing I want to touch on is the battery life. On average, I would get around 10 to 12 hours battery life. It will definitely get me through the day without a doubt. But yeah, about 10 to 12 hours depending on how heavy you use it. If you're a heavy user, you might get less. Like a lighter user, you could get a bit more, but that's just normally pulling emails, browsing the internet, playing a few games, and, you know, general stuff like that. And apparently, since I've got the update today, I haven't tested it properly, but it might increase the battery life a little bit. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll test it, and if there's any changes, I'll put a little annotation on the screen to let you know. And next we're going to be taking a look at the camera. We're going to open up the camera, because the great thing about this camera has a dedicated image chip, so it should handle the quality better in like low level situations and stuff like that. So if you can see there, we got the camera button, and the cool feature is you could record a video and then take snapshots like while it's recording, which is really great. Really cool feature to do, and I like how they implemented it. And also you have different effects. If you click this button, you could add this distortion effect, which looks nice. You got vintage, depth of field, you got dots, you know, you got all of these different effects that you could add to it, you know, that just kind of make it look a bit different. You could also, you could also zoom in and out by that little toggle here. You got the settings. This camera is an 8 megapixel camera, and the front facing camera is a 1.3 megapixel camera. It's capable of shooting 1080p, so you can move up to 1080p. And you could also get the camera. You can look at the resolution of the camera, which is okay as well. You got all of these different settings: the ISO, white balance, continuously focus. You could have that on and off. Auto upload, camera interface, and you could also change all of this stuff. Another cool thing is if you hold down the camera button, you could actually take multiple pictures like a DSLR camera. So I'm just going to show you that right now. The default that it's set to is around 20 images, but I've taken that off and we're going to see how much we get. So you just tap and hold this and it continuously takes a bunch of images. There we go. And then it takes you to the screen where you could view all of these ones. So I've got 20 pictures here. You can view all of these ones. You could actually take that off and have up to 99 images if you really want to. If you wanted to take like a lot of images, you can do that as well. And yeah, these are all the different images. You can pick out the best ones that you want, keep the ones or get rid of them. So we're just gonna it's gonna delete all of these ones. We go to select all, so you don't have to manually select all of them, and just delete all 20 of them. I really do like that feature, and the camera is great. It produces good quality. I'm gonna put a link on the screen where you could watch my camera quality test. I'm gonna be uploading more as well very soon. And the camera, front facing camera, is very good as well. Camera's quality is good. I'll show you that. You see what it looks like. It can record up to 720p video as well from the front facing camera. Both cameras, you know, they produce a good quality. I'm just gonna come out of that now. And another thing I want to touch on is the music player, because this phone comes with the Beats Audio headphone, the Beats Audio logo on the back. We're just gonna load it up. This is the main interface. It's changed up a lot. Let's go back. So you got your home. If you got any associated music applications like TuneIn Radio, SoundHound, you know, you could just jump straight into it from here. So you could go into my phone and it lists all your albums. You could have a go into artists, songs, genres, or create your own playlists and stuff like that. And the sound quality on this is really good. And another cool feature is, so say for example we open up a song, starts playing. This is the main interface. You have your album out here. Pause, fast forward, rewind, and you can scroll across to any part in the song that you want. And if you're wondering about the Beats Audio, the Beats Audio isn't activated through these normal speakers. You have to have headphones. It doesn't have to be the Beats headphones. It could be any ones. Like I've got these AJ1 headphones, which are really good sound quality. We're just gonna play it. We're gonna plug it in. It transfers over to the headphones, and you can see at the top the Beats Audio is on, and you can either just take it on and off. Like I said, you don't need to have the Beats Audio headphones. You could use any single headphones that you want with it, and you can still activate that profile, which is really good. And it does improve the sound quality. Once you enable it, you do hear a difference in bass and sound quality. This is much clearer, and it's a really nice feature, you know, to have. And also HTC said they're not going to be including any Beats headphones with any of their phones, so don't expect to get Beats headphones with it. You just get the normal standard HTC headphones. Now we're quickly going to take a look at benchmarks, and I'm going to talk about this really quickly. This is the results I got for my quadrant standard, and I've got some of the results here for Limpac. I got 137. For benchmark 2012, the index productivity, we got 4,913. Gaming index is 2,706. Mark 2 got 47.4 frames per second. Quadrant standard, like I said, results are here. Mark 1 got 59 frames per second. If you want to see the full benchmark videos and what kind of results it got, and the full results, I'll put the link to my other video that I've done, so you could actually see that. And powering this device, don't forget, is a quad-core Tegra 3 processor, clocked at 1.5 gigahertz, so it should be pretty fast. And I'm going to show you like how games run on it. I'm just going to quickly show you like a Tegra 3 game, you know, just to show you how well it runs. Let's show you Pinball HD. This is a Tegra 3 game, or a Tegra game should I say. We're just going to take a look at what kind of graphics they are. See, it started off straight away. You see the graphics are really clean and sharp. There's other games on there. There's not just pinball games, there's first person shooter games that you can get on there as well, and there's more games that are being added all the time to take advantage of the Tegra processor. You can see it runs very smoothly, gameplay is good as well. That's one of the advantages of having a Tegra 3 processor, is that you get access to some of these games, which other phones you just wouldn't have access to it, unless you do hacks to get it on there. But you know, it really runs perfectly fine when it comes to Tegra games. Like I said, there's more available on the marketplace. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the internet browser. We're just going to get that loaded up. While we're here, we're going to be taking a look at HTC's new keyboard. We're just going to open up. This is what it looks like. It's been changed up. The color scheme has been changed up a little bit, so we're just going to take a look at it. It does have autocorrect, so if you make mistakes, it will automatically correct it. I'm not the fastest typer, but you know, you get how it is. It's evenly spaced out, but it's slightly narrow. It's a little bit harder to type this way. I'm not really sure why, even though it's got a bigger screen than other phones. But you know, it just has that feeling. But after a while, you would get used to it. Very simple keyboard, very easy to type on as well. If you want me to do like go in depth with the keyboard, leave them in the comments below, and I'm sure I'll be happy to do that. And let's go on with the test. Let's go to Engadget. We're just gonna load up. You can see how fast it is. We are running over Wi-Fi. Let's scroll down. Let's go to desktop version. And one of the things I really do like about it is it takes up the entire screen, the entire 4.7-inch screen. So when you're browsing, it really does make for a good experience. And you can see as you zoom in, it reflows the text. So you zoom in, it reflows it, and you zoom out, it reflows it. That does make it a little bit slow while you're zooming in. It might seem a bit slow just because it's refocusing or readjusting the text. You can see scrolling is very fast as well. No issues there. Let's open up this. And if you're in the US and you're looking to pick one up, it's coming to AT&T, the 6MA. You can see zooming in is very fast. I'm going to check out another website really quick. Let's check out Android Central. Just another website, just so you get an idea of how the internet browser is. Well, this does play Flash, so you can get all your Flash videos on there. I think this is a Flash video right here. We could test it out and see how it works. Let's wait for it to finish loading. Loads up straight away. Zooming is a little bit slow. So you get an idea of you know, how it is. You know, web browser works perfectly fine. There's no issues with it. It runs smoothly. It's fast, and I really do like the auto reflow text. So to wrap up, this is easily one of the best Android powered smartphones on the market, and Sense 4.0 really adds to that experience. It's fast, it's sleek, and they've kind of toned it down a little bit, you know, to try and make it more minimal, but Sense is still there. And HTC recently been listening to a lot of customer feedback and implementing, you know, some of their ideas and concerns into the operating system, Sense 4.0. They've made it fast, they made it much more easier to use, and they've kind of, like I said before, they've kind of toned it down on Sense a little bit, but Sense is still there in the operating system. And one of the great features about this phone is the screen, the 4.7-inch screen, 720p screen, really sharp screen. Seriously, one of the best screens I've seen on any Android smartphone screen. That's all down to the IPS display. It has an IPS display, and it really just makes images pop a little bit, and everything looks very sharp, even compared to something like the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, which has a 720p and a Super AMOLED Plus display. This still looks a lot better and just, you know, produces better images. Another great feature about this phone is the 8-megapixel camera on the back, and because it has a dedicated imaging chip, it produces really good sharp image quality and video playback as well. And I'll put a link to that I have on the screen on the description, so you could take a look at the camera quality test and see for yourself. And if you're looking to upgrade your phone right now, this is definitely a phone to consider. If your contract might be coming up, or you're looking to change your phone or getting a new one, definitely consider this phone. Very good choice. And HTC just released an update to fix most of the bugs. So if you're wondering, if you're reading up about these bugs and stuff, most of them been fixed, and it's nice to see that HTC, have updated it so quickly. Like 2 weeks after it's been released, they've updated it and fixed out all the bugs. So it's nice to see that they're doing that. Yeah, hopefully from my review, I hope you can decide whether or not you want to buy this phone. And yeah, leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. Are you planning on getting one? Are you getting another phone? Leave them all in the comments below, and give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos, and thanks for watching.